Hi guys, this is Joy Ani, scrapping in my own private Idaho, and today I'm going to do a two-page layout, which is from Christie's Beautiful Life. I will show you the sketch. So we are using this sketch, and it is by Sandie Reverski, and it has 4x6s. I am on a huge project. I'm making this scrapbook layout for actually a book for my nephew, and so the pictures that I have are, I believe they are 3.5 by 4 3.5 by 3. So pictures back in the good old days were a little bit smaller, and so I'm using these up, and I am using older paper, and I'm feeling super successful. So I wish I was hoping to find another one of these so I could run it all the way across, but I'll show you what I'll do instead. So when you are using older pictures, they may not be the best quality, but these are such sweet memories. I knew I had to go ahead and record those. So I cut my paper mainly because I dug into my stash, and this one is at 3x5, and this one's 5x12, and this one is 6x12, and the reason this one's smaller was because it was already cut, and I'm all about using up paper. This is from the Honey Bunny pack, and this was from Daisy Meadow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And so she had a 4x6 all the way across, so I matted these, and the pictures are of my nephew and one of our favorite days of the year, which is Easter. You can see my sister's really cool car. So I'm going to tell you a funny story. While I'm putting this paper down, I'm going to tell you this funny story about this car. I'm not even for sure what year it is. If you're a car guy, well, if you're a car guy, you probably don't know anything about that car, because we were incredibly poor. My sister and I, at this point, well, I wasn't a single parent at that point. I was still married at that point, but she was a single parent and and was super poor, and so that was her car. And so it was a boat. It was, I don't know if you can see, I thought one of the pictures had a picture of the tail end of that car, but it had a huge trunk. I mean, you could have laid down, if you're 6 foot tall, you could have laid in the trunk of that car and and had plenty of room. But and it got terrible gas mileage, and the car seats didn't really fit into the car very well, and but the worst thing was the roof was coming down, so by the time we got to church, we had all the lint from the top of the car. But it didn't dampen our Easter spirit. So I did a lot of journaling on this one. So because I had smaller pictures, I had to this layout would be super easy. But because I had smaller pictures, I had to work a little bit harder at it. Let's put it that way. So the photo map that I made, this one is 3 3/4, and I took a tool that Close to My Heart had and roughed up the edges just to add a little bit more interest to my layout. I'm going to set this down at 8. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the pieces down first, and then I can think about what I'm going to do. So I had Easter, and this is just, so my title, you can see that she had, I think hers was a little bit different, but that's the beauty of a sketch. So her title is actually on her right hand side, and it looks like she has some other things going on, but I was using what I had, so there are some differences between the sketch, although I try really hard to follow a sketch. This is an example, so this is what someone else had done. So when you go to 30 days of sketches, this is day 5, if I haven't said previously, this is day 5, the nice thing about it is you can get ideas. There's probably 30 to 40 people every day um, doing their interpretation of the sketch. So it's a great way to, for a beginner scrapper, if you've never used sketches before, this is a great thing to do. And so it's 30 days of sketches. It is series 16. All of them are 2-page layouts, but some of the ladies are doing 1-page. So if you just want to do 1-page layout, you can do that as well. The idea is that if you have a sketch, then you're not going to sketches are one of the most freeing things. Once I learned how to use a sketch, it really helped with my scrapbooking. Okay, so because I'm adding a zip strip to the top of this. This is from Close to My Heart as well. It's from this paper pack. And I'm going to just make sure that all my things fit on here before I go crazy and glue things down. So I'm also putting the eggs up here, right here, like this. And because I had a little gaposis, so to speak, right here, I'm going to tuck this under. And let me glue this down, and then I'll add this left. Let me get my big parts, and then we can do small parts. So I'm thinking I am going to go ahead and glue this down, so we'll be at 5.5, 4.5 up. Of course, if you have 4x6 pictures, it's going to be different for you. And remember, if you don't have, like some people are saying, oh, I don't have 4x6s. So if you have, you could do different combinations and make a photo mat. That's what I've been doing is I put a photo block down if I don't have the dimensions of photos that they are calling for. So I'm going to put this at 4.5. Is that what I said? Yes, 4.5. Maybe I'm going to put it at 4. I changed my mind. 4 is a nice. I like to deal with 4s because, yeah. Okay, I'm going to put that down there. I'm going to put my little zip strip. So that means my zip strip is starting at 7 3/4. I love the zip strips. So the zip strips in Close to My Heart, if you have a paper pack with Close to My Heart, all the matching colors are on the back. And this was always such a fun design piece. I am a demonstrator for Stampin' Up! Now. I hope they do start doing zip strips, because it just adds a little something to the pack. Okay, so now when I have that Easter, see I have that little bit of gap, and I added grass, so I'm going to kind of stick this here, and then I'm going to play with it and decide. I kind of want to take this grass, and I'm going to stick it underneath my Easter. My Easter title was made on the Cricut. I have Cricut Design Space file, and I'm just going to stick it under here. I use this with the Xyron, so I'm just going to stick it out there because I want it to look kind of natural, because my title was a little bit longer than I meant it to be, and I'm going to stick this under here like this. That way it looks like I don't have gaposis, because my title was a little bit longer. I wanted it to show up. And yes, I am this far behind. However, this is for my nieces and nephews. I've already done my daughter's album. I'm going to put that one right there, and that's going to make me happy. I just have a little cute egg sticking out. And this was, I fussy cut all of these. They're Daisy Meadow. The bulk from Daisy Meadow had eggs on it. So, and I might, you know what, I'm going to put another one behind that just for fun. Just even though it's 2. Oh, now I'm going to have to add another egg. You know what they say about eggs. Once you start putting them on here, you can't quit. Okay, I like that better. And I probably will have to do it off camera, but that makes me a little bit happier. Okay, next thing. I am going to put I'm going to put this right down here. And my journaling, see how brave I am doing on camera. Okay, and then my journaling is going to go right here. And I did handwrite them. I was unsure, but so this is for my nephew, and it says, "You look so cute in your." So I'm doing this this album for him, basically because his mom is no longer with us, and I'm kind of the person who remembers their childhood. And so one day his wife told me, she said, "Oh, we don't have any pictures of him when he was little." So I thought, "Oh, I'll make you an album." And his mom always dressed the boys up in little suits, and I had to laugh because she used to. We'd all load them up in this car and take them to church, which was 15 miles away. And inevitably, my sister was she was late to everything, and she would we'd be all sitting in the car waiting for her, and the boys would get restless and they'd go out and play in the mud. So they were grimy by the time we even got to church. So I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to add my eggs later because I fussy cut a bunch of eggs, but I used them for another purpose. Okay. All right, so see how quick this layout is? Oh, and I have some tags that are going to go up there in that corner to help that out a little bit. I do not, oh, here it is. See, this right here? It's going to go right there too. I thought about putting a pendant down here, but I did have quite a bit to say, as always. And so I decided not to do that. So I'm going to put that right there. And I could maybe do clusters. I'm very much a flat scrapper. So that was that side. How am I doing for time? 12 minutes. Okay, I'm doing great. And hopefully I haven't been off screen. Okay, so this is day 5. I'm on day 5. It's actually October 11th. But and I did start out, I was on pace for the first 4 days because I recorded them ahead, and then I had a bunch of stuff that I'm doing. I always have way too much stuff going on for me to stay up, and the goal is not to I can't do it if I don't do it on, like today. It's like, oh, if I don't do it on October 11th, I will do every one of these sketches because it is such a great way. I mean, when you think about it, all the sketches are free. People normally charge for their sketches, and some of them give you the dimensions, some do not. But to be quite honest, even if a person gives you the dimension of their sketch, you may not have that amount of paper. You may not have that amount of. You may not have that size of photos. So the fact that the sketches don't have the dimensions doesn't bother me at all. And if you are watching these videos and you go to see more, I try very hard to put the dimensions that I have on mine, unless I've gotten it from a sketch. Like if I purchased, like if it's a close to my heart book, I can't share those, even though they're retired and gone forevermore. If it's someone's, I won't. But if it's like one of these, the sketches from these, I will put mine because, to be quite honest, a lot of times it's not their dimensions. Paper dimensions are something that changes from each person. Okay, so I am going to put 1987 up here. Oh, no, I am not. I'm going to put the hopping rabbits as they hop across. So Easter was always a wonderful time for our family. Number one was because we were so poor that we usually got a tax return. So it was one of the few times that we actually had money. So we got to, like in these pictures, you can see I made my daughter's dress and my niece's dress and my sister's dress. We all had matching outfits. I'm not for sure. I must have been taking the pictures that day, which explains why they are so blurry. But I had a matching outfit as well. And I do have a picture of me in this dress that I made. I used to make all of my clothes and all my kids' clothes. I actually, before I became a scrapbooker, I sewed. I sewed as much as I scrapped. And so then, first I started off just making clothes I learned in high school. I've always been crafty. And I made all my clothes. There was even a class where I made underwear. That's oversharing. Isn't that what we do on scrapbook videos? Boy, I'm talking a lot today. But then after I thought, well, you know, I've got all these cloth scraps. I need to be a quilter. So then I started quilting and stopped sewing. And then I became a card maker. And then I discovered scrapbooking. And the rest, as they say, is history. I want to make sure that this is lined up. But so April was a good month for us financially, because by then we had our taxes back, and I would go to the store and I would buy enough material, about 10 yards, and I'd make the whole family matching outfits, which included my sister and my niece. And then so every Easter, a lot of times they had matching outfits, and of course the hat, and they have a little Easter basket. And of course, because we love Jesus, and Easter is a time of hope and recommitment, so Easter is one of my favorite days. It doesn't matter what your life is like, Sunday's coming. So yeah, so these are great memories. And then we would go to church, and we went to an Easter egg hunt. And then this was the Marshallese Easter egg hunt. So my daughter is part Marshallese, and they had a Marshallese community, and this was the Easter egg hunt that they did for the kids. And I took my nieces and nephews. My niece, there were no nephews. I just had the one nephew at that point. And so yeah, it was a great day, and just such good memories. And he is just so out of the pictures, all the pictures I have of him, these are some of the favorites that I have of him. So absolutely wonderful times. Okay, so I'm putting this up here. I think I've talked more on this video than any video I've ever done. Okay, so I'm going to put the same thing with this one. See how this kind of stops right here, and I have a gaposis. Not to worry, because I'm going to put grass in there. And we're going to do the same thing with we're going to put grass, and we're going to put eggs behind it. I'm going to put it like this and just kind of cut it. So this grass is just, I just typed in grass on Cricut, and it brought it up, and it is about 1 inch tall, because I want it to be a little bit taller than my eggs. I'm going to stick my eggs in here. I have a little cluster of eggs in here. I'm going to I'm hiding eggs in my so yeah, we had an Easter egg hunt at the church, and this particular nephew, he was really good. And of course, when we had the Easter egg hunt, you could find the eggs, but everybody got the same amount. So, but he did kind of win the prize. He often won the prize winning egg. So I'm going to put this cluster up here. I could definitely add some more. This came with a sticker sheet, and I added a few. This one says memories, and that one says this is a life. Okay, so I also have this bunny in here, because I might stick the bunny in there. And then this one, this is just a little tiny tab that came with this pack, and I'm going to put the person's name of their house, and I'm going to put the location of this, which was at my sister's house. So I would drive over to my sister's, well, actually at that point, my, I think that point, I'm trying to remember if he was in the military at that point or not, but he would often drive me over to my sister's house, and then we'd go to church together because he didn't always attend with me. So, yeah. So I'm going to put this right here like that. I hope I'm not off stage. And I'm going to trim all of this. I'm going to wait to trim it because, you know, you commit. Let me make sure I have my journaling correct here. And I might forego the bunnies. I think the bunnies are not going to make the cut. Although that would be cute if he. I kind of like him there. What do you think? Put in the comments below whether I should put that bunny up there. I kind of like him. I think he's going to stick out there. So I got to make sure my journal. I pre-wrote my journaling, and I was going to do a double row of grass, but I think I'm just going to leave the grass on there. I think I've done enough with the eggs, and I'm going to. I think I'm done with eggs. I think I like them up there better. And okay. Okay. Let's make sure that I have my journaling correct. You look so cute, and you look so. Easter was always a special day. We had an egg hunt at church. On this day, I took you to the egg hunt at the Marshallese house. Marshallese. Okay. There we go. So that is my layout. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And like I said below, I will put what I cut my paper out at and the paper packs that I used. All the things that I used are retired because I will use up my stash. I do have a couple of I have one pack left of the Daisy Meadow and one pack, a couple packs of the Honey Bunny. If you are local to Idaho, I can get it to you, or I can mail it to you, or whatever. Just drop me a line in the message, or you can pop over to my business page, which is Joyani Scrap in my own private Idaho. Anyway, this was a fun page. I'm really excited to give this book to my nephew, and I love, you know, the nice thing about scrapbooking is we can look at these pictures, and as I'm putting down, I'm remembering those happy memories when we were all together and we were all healthy, and it was such a magical time. Having small children, it doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. Time with your kids is the best. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow on day 6, I hope. And I will, it may take me 60 days to do these 30 days of sketches, but we'll get her done. I hope you'll play along. Talk to you later. Thanks, Joy.